Breaking news, HBO reveals who the creator of Bitcoin is. But wait a minute. What do HBO, BlackRock, and Bitcoin have in common? They had us on the edge of our seats waiting to find out. And the very person that they say who is the creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, denies it. So we're going to break down his denial. We're going to break down who people thought and what happened to that gentleman. God bless him. And we're going to take a look at who the largest holders are stock wise in HBO. Let's dive in. On the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I'm doing. And what I'm working to do is teach you as they tell you to look this way. There's a whole nother narrative going on this way. All right. So this came out on October 8th. It says HBO says it solved Bitcoin's biggest mystery. Since 2009, its inception, no one has been able to crack the identification of Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, in 2024, a new HBO documentary claims to have done just that with the help of director who explored the impossible once before. Okay, so I went down a little bit here. This was before the documentary came out last night. It says betting site Polymarket has about 24% odds on early cryptographer Len Sassman, okay, as the favorite to be revealed. So I went a little bit deeper into this gentleman, and as I said, I struggled with this as well. On December 18, 2006, I attempted suicide. So God rest his soul. God bless him. He committed suicide, and so he is no longer with us. So I thought that was interesting. So the people that they were voting on, okay, they thought that this would who would be, and this gentleman committed suicide. Then as we move a little bit further here, this came out right before the documentary dropped. It said former Bitcoin dev Peter Todd denies he's Satoshi hours before the HBO documentary airs. Of course, I'm not Satoshi. Todd told CoinDesk Tuesday, saying that filmmaker Colin Habik was grasping at straws. Okay, so let's pause for a moment. So HBO releases a documentary. Let's back up a little bit, okay? 2017, Larry Fink says that it's used for money laundering. 2023, he flips the whole script. It's a flight to quality. He goes all in on a Bitcoin ETF. He is now the largest holder through the ETF. He's one of the three largest holders in MicroStrategies, the largest holder in Bitcoin. We now have Trump, pro Bitcoin. Cynthia Loomis wants to pull it underneath the Treasury. RFK is pro Bitcoin. And if they pull it underneath the Treasury, it can solve the national debt crisis, cut it in half by 2045. Interesting. We have countries all over the world stacking Bitcoin now because that is going to create the new monetary system. It's like gold. And then you got things like XRP, XLM is the bridge currency. Okay. So let's take that for just a moment. So they say it's one person. Well, they're voting on one person. That gentleman committed suicide. The gentleman who they say it is, they're getting us to look this way, is like, dude, I'm not Satoshi Nakamoto. What is going on here? Okay. So we know HBO is the producer of this documentary, Money Electric. Well, let's go a little bit further as I always do. So let's dive in to the largest shareholders in HBO. Diamond Rock Hospitality Company. Okay. We got HBO, which is Diamond Rock Hospitality Company stock price. Largest shareholders include BlackRock, Vanguard. BlackRock, Vanguard are the two largest holders for HBO. So we got Larry Fink, we got Vanguard and BlackRock are the top three largest holders for MicroStrategies, the largest Bitcoin holder. You got a Bitcoin ETF through BlackRock, the largest asset manager, and they are the largest holders in HBO that are revealing to you who the creator is of BlackRock or of Bitcoin. Okay. Now I'm going to take you through a scenario on the back end of this so we can use logic to really think about this. BlackRock ETF becomes the largest Bitcoin fund in the world. Okay. And then here you go. Fun fact, BlackRock, MicroStrategies, and Grayscale each all own more Bitcoin than the US government. Okay. So we're going to play a little scenario here. You're in a boardroom, right? Okay. So let's wrap all this HBO thing up. Okay. So BlackRock, Vanguard are the two largest holders in HBO. HBO releases a documentary to tell you who Satoshi Nakamoto is. The guy who they say it is like, dude, that's not me, man. Okay. Now, we still supposedly don't know who it is, but think about this for just a moment. You're the largest asset manager in the world. You're Larry Fink. You are Larry Fink. You're in a boardroom, okay? Let's play a scenario. You were telling everybody that it's used for money laundering in 2017, which is really interesting. But if we go all the way back to 2008, Larry Fink, BlackRock, was tapped to balance out the markets by our Federal Reserve. So do you think Larry Fink has some insight to what's going on? He's tapped by the Federal Reserve to balance out the markets. Then 2009, Bitcoin is created. At the exact same time that Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa come together to de-dollarize. Okay, then we fast forward to 2017. Larry Fink tells you it's used for money laundering. All the banks are saying run from it. At the same time, they're accumulating it. Okay, then 2023, boom, he's like flight to quality. And then all of a sudden they launch an ETF. Now you're in the boardroom, okay? Somebody comes up to Larry Fink and says, listen, man, we got this asset class, right? We got this thing. Share with me. I'd love to go all in on it, okay? I want to be the number one holder in it. First of all, we should go all in on MicroStrategies. But tell me about this asset, Larry Fink says. It's a risk on, risk off asset. Okay, good start. 94% of the supply is gone. 80% of the supply has not moved. People are holding this. Wow. So that makes it more scarce. Check this out. Only 6% is left. They only mine it for another 116 years, and you can't print any more of it. That sounds amazing. It appreciates radically every 4 years because they reduce the amount of rewards for it to be mined. This thing becomes more, it is the top performing asset class over the past couple of years. He's like, this sounds fantastic. And they only mine 450 a day, and the US government wants to buy 550 a day. This thing sounds awesome. Let's go all in. But wait a minute, Larry Fink says, who created it? Oh, we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea who created it. Oh, yeah, go all in. That makes no sense. That's not logical. It's not logical. And now HBO releases a documentary to kind of try to give us a hint of who created Bitcoin. And the guy who they said created Bitcoin says, hell no, it's not me. Guys, you got to wake up, dude. There's something deeper that we can't see, that we probably never, ever, ever will know. But is it by chance that a thing like Bitcoin, an asset like XRP are coming out at this time? A thing like Ethereum came out that's deep in consensus, that's deep in the banking system as infrastructure. Those are going to be the big three: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. I don't create the rules. I just know how it works. Bitcoin's going to be a store of value like gold. They're going to use it to shrink the balance sheets and get the actual sovereign debt crisis under control. XRP is going to be a bridge currency. It's a currency that can actually solve the liquidity crisis in America. It can fix the nostro vostro. It can fix the double spend problem. It can move money at the speed of light, just like supply chains moving at the speed of light. And you have Ethereum, who's deep in the banking system. Okay. That is literally the infrastructure that's already deep in it. Dive into ETHgate, all these different things, guys. I think we're all being played. They're telling us to look this way. HBO releases a documentary. BlackRock and Vanguard are the top two shareholders in HBO. BlackRock and Vanguard are the top three for MicroStrategies. BlackRock is now the largest Bitcoin ETF in the world. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. Larry Fink sits on the board of trustees for the World Economic Forum. The board of trustees' mission is to move the mission forward of the World Economic Forum. Think about this for just a moment. Was this created for decentralization, or was this created for the next 100 years financial situation? I don't know. But this bullshit that's going on right here, these distractions, it's playing people. And if your emotions look like the market, you're going to get wrecked. So you got to build a fundamental long-term plan. You have to have a long-term horizon. I don't even care about the bull run. It's coming, but I don't care about it. I don't worry about it. If it goes up, I exit on exit targets on the way up. I pull from the high risk, high return, and I bring that shit down the risk pyramid. Number one rule, don't lose money. Rule number two is follow rule number one, Warren Buffett. I insure my money. I index 30% of my money to protect my principal, because I believe truly we're going into wartime economics, and that's not going to be pretty for the American middle class. It ain't going to be pretty. Trust me. The middle class right now needs to make $150,000 a year just to be middle class. The bond yields reinverted, which signals a massive recession. This is a critical time in human history. This is a critical time to not play games. This is a critical time to get your shit together financially, spiritually, mentally. Create a budget. Get rid of all things that are not debts, and not get rid of all debts that are not non-negotiables. If you have 2 cars, go down to 1. Create some cash flow. Learn how to invest. Learn how to understand these markets. Learn it's all the wave of energy. Nothing goes straight up. All this stuff, when this thing came out, immediately when I saw the HBO thing, I'm like, well, who owns HBO? BlackRock and Vanguard. Oh, okay. I'm going to believe who they tell me created this document or created Bitcoin. The dude that they say created is like, dude, come on, guys. Like, come on. So remember, BlackRock was tapped twice by the Federal Reserve to balance out the markets. And do you really think the largest asset manager in the world is going to go all in on something he knows nothing about? We got to use some logic, guys. So we're Main Street, and we get to see what Wall Street is doing for the first time ever because of internet, because of YouTube, because of all these videos and things that we can do. We can do our own research now. In 1929, when our families went through the crisis stage, they couldn't do their own research. Hear ye, the banks are collapsing. And they had to believe it. You have to ask yourself, why do you believe what you believe? And you have the right, and I have the right to do this type of research. And what I've done is I've taken action on this research. And it's taken my family from completely broke in 2020, taken all my ability away to take care of my family because pandemic shut our businesses down. And I invested in the speculative asset, and I created a solid game plan. I stopped trying to get rich quick, and I got wealthy for sure by building an ecosystem. There's 3 things that don't ever go away. People need a place to live. There's always going to be precious metals, and insurance companies have been around since the Roman days. So I got 30% locked in, protected, and I'm playing the games with the income that I'm making, moving it through the system. But damn well, I'm not going to make sure that my retirement looks like the market. I want to make sure that I have my family set, make sure my family's set for generations. I'll get off my soapbox, but guys, I mean, everybody it was very, very uneventful in my opinion. But when I saw who owned HBO, I was like, whatever, dude. I'm not even gonna dive into it. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope this information helps. If it does, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, send this video to someone else. It helps us get that reach and helps us hit that algorithm as well. And comment warrior down below. I love you guys. If you need any support at all, I just want to be very, very clear. Okay. I get hundreds of messages on how I bring up ensuring my wealth. So I have people in all 50 states in America and Canada. That's what we can support. It's about you. I insure my wealth, but it may not work for you. It's about doing a needs assessment. We need to know what your needs are. We'll never ask you to send us money. I do not have an investment platform. I do not invest people's money. We don't have a trading platform. Those are all scammers. Don't send anybody money pretending to be me, ever. I will never proactively DM you, okay? We created this needs assessment to support you. Fill out the needs assessment in the description of this video or click the little hyperlink in my bio on social. You'll see a needs assessment. Fill that out as detailed as possible. My team will call you, text you, and email you. Make sure you show up to the appointment. We're starting, our calendars are getting very, very full, okay? So make sure you show up to the appointment. If they're going to do a needs assessment, it's completely free. You will never send them money, ever, okay? Then I have what's called the Coach JV Academy. That is an education academy support. We've helped over 8,600 people worldwide. We'll be at 9,000 by the end of this year. Help you get your shit together. If you're like, hey, listen, I need a community, I need education, I need support, I need a place where I can ask questions, that is the place for you. Love you guys. Appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.